listeners, how do you do? This is my podcast and it's just for you. It's called TED Talks and it's a load of shite, but I hope you enjoy it because I've kept it like it's about an hour long and all about Teesside, the people, the places and the Boro Pride. Alright listeners, it is episode 83 of TED Talks, the TED Hanky podcast, and it's with me, TED Hanky, and me mate Mallard. He's Mallard now, look at you, look at you Doyle, what you doing?
yeah, alright podcasters, alright Ted, keep it on the down low, you know what I mean? I've been hiding in the shed for a couple of days, man.
Well, I know you have, because I can smell you. It's like seeping out of the window, just green smells.
Is it? Yeah, well, it shouldn't be. I've dug a hole in there, man. It's class. So I've dug a hole into the ground. Like, I was thinking of doing, like, a basement. But, like, instead of putting boards over the top, you just have a massive roof, because I've dug down now. So I'm about 10 foot down, and you look up, and it's like when you're in church. You just look up and see there, except instead of having like the 12 thingies of Christ on the wall, I've just got 12 clasped jazz mags.
the 12 jazz mag commandments.
Exactly. Well,
recommend the 12 jazz mag recommendants.
Well, and you know what I mean. You can't do all 12 in a day because you'll go blind. But yeah, I've had a good go.
How many commandments was it Moses dished out? Was it 12 or 10? I can't remember. Was it the 10 commandments?
No, that was 10. But I'm talking about, you're talking
about the 12 stages of the cross?
That's the one.
We know our stuff,
you know
don't
what I mean? He did a bit of graft in that, did his own cross because he was minted stuff like that, wasn't he? Because
that would work, yeah.
He was a carpenter, do you know what I mean? So he was in the biz, wasn't he? And he made his own cross and that. And then he was like, look at these abs here. And he just carried it all the way because he was into CrossFit and that. And
he had a very strong vegan look going on as well.
You know that's class. But it's like that, but I've done it with porn mags.
So the 12 stages to erections.
Yeah, and he did do an erection, didn't he?
At the end, he erected a cross, climbed up on it and said, I'm just going to hang around here for a bit, put them nails in my hand for us so they don't fall off.
I think he was doing some sort of challenge and he was cheating. Do you know what I mean? Like he was like doing that nanny the longest.
I bet you can hang off that cross for like 5 days.
Did we know he was actually doing crunches and that, leg raises?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Anyway, for my next trick, you see that cave over there? You're going to put me in, pretend I'm dead. I'm coming back. I'm going to come back when you don't expect it.
Well, that's just it, right? When I have a proper class wank, right, Ted, and like at the end, I just and then I like go into like a coma. Do you know what I mean? And then I wake up a day later. I always do when I'm going to get a proper vinegar stroke. It's class.
I'm so glad you said that because I thought you were going to say every time I have a proper class wank, I think of Christ. I was going to go, bloody hell, my lord. We've got a very large Christian community who follow the podcast.
I don't think we will have, Ted.
Well, I know of at least 5 Christians, but one of them is spelt with a K, though.
Yeah, I reckon they pump it through the speakers at Usher College. I don't know when they're doing it. Do you know what I mean? Because they've got a power silence going on, but they can still listen. So, like the head priest, what do you call him? The Pope. He when I get Mallard on and like the whacking on. And like that's what they're listening to. It's part of their punishment, I think.
it's part of their deaconship.
Well, and that's class because like then they go and play in Queen, don't they?
Anyway, listen, I've got a question for you, Mallard, because you've been telling me about you've been hiding in the shed. Is this why you've got a tinfoil hat on? Because I'm a bit worried about you.
Right, yeah. Like, come here. Come closer to it. Here, podcasters, move closer to like, is this a secure VPN?
Visible panty line?
Yeah, because, right, I think I'm being followed by the CIA. Or it might be one of them scruffy wardens from Thornaby, you know, the lads who walk around.
Oh, you know the ones who think the coppers, but they're on about $4,000 a year.
Yeah, well, they're not the copper ones, but the ones that are below the copper ones, you know, like you've got a copper, then you've got the lad who walks around with his notebook, then you've got other ones.
Oh, shit pickers.
Well, but like they're walking around and they're not community puppies, but they're like wardens, right? And it's him, right? And he's been following us around. And I think, right, he is in league with the CIA, because I have discovered something, like boys and girls of the podcast and TED, right? But if I let you into this secret, right, yous will all be at harm as well. So you need to be very careful.
Right, so you're gonna reveal some type of conspiracy here, and if we choose to listen to it, we are at risk of being drawn into this conspiracy, and our lives are in. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it.
But I must warn you, Ted. They might put some algorithm, right, when you're putting out your podcast that only makes 3 people listen to it. You know, because they might take it away. So
mate, nothing's changed there, mate. You know what I mean? I'm only joking. I've got at least 10.
Well, are you right? Are you ready? Right. So, right, the other day, right, I was only there and I was on the phone one night. And I was putting in I was like trying to text, and you know I'm not a good speller, am I?
No,
I'm not thick, like ladies and gentlemen, you know what I mean? If you're not thick, I just had dyslexia, so I can't spell really good, but I can read class, can't I, Ted? I've got
you can, yeah.
Right, so
and your thumbs are on the wrong hand, that doesn't help, does it? When you're typing, because when you type, you just tap your own forehand.
Or is it my thumbs are on the right hand and all of yous are wrong? Do you think about it that way, Ted? That's how I like to think about it.
Good point.
I'm actually class, right? But right, I was trying to like text Broad back, right? Because you know what I mean. She's doing like something for dinner, and I was going to text in, "Do I fuck want that?" Right? And predictive text changed it, Ted, to "Do I duck want that?" Do I duck? Right. Why? No, listen. Why? Why is it changing it to "Do I duck want that?" Right. And then it got me thinking, right, is that mind control by the CIA? Right. Because let me tell you, right, they're using algorithms, these lads, and they're trying to train us to hate ducks. You know what I mean?
But I love ducks.
But for no apparent reason, like they're trying to turn us against ducks. Right, and I think I know why, but it's been happening for years, mind. Right, this is just a little bit, because when you put into a fuck, right, you're actually angry, and when you see the word duck, it makes you angry at ducks, doesn't it? Think about it now, eh? Well, you know it's right.
I'll be honest, when I was walking around Rottenham Park before and all the ducks were chasing after me because I was having a Greg's pasty, I was furious. So it's a good point, this.
It's all part, right? Yeah, but they've been doing it for years, right? And they've been doing it on levels, you know, subliminal and superliminal, right? Which are the other levels of doing it on, right? Right? And we started in the 80s, right, with Keith Harris, because what did Cuddles used to say?
I ate that duck.
Exactly. Well, they're getting us to eat ducks, and they're straight on the bat. They're getting us to eat ducks. I ate that duck. So that catchphrase stuck forever, didn't it? And then they changed. And then they're changing it, right? Remember the pattern here, because we're going through a thread. We're deep in here. This is the deep state.
Deep in the duck thread.
Deep into the duck thread. So remember, predictive text takes fuck to duck, because it's upset with it, right? And then Keith Harris started it all. He was a CIA deep cover operative, right? And you little do you know, I have it on good authority that he used to be holding a Luger inside of that, you know, in case that he got found out.
Oh, mate, and is that why Orville used to go, I wish I could spy?
Yeah, well, Orville was a bomb, actually. That it was an actual bomb that he was going to blow up if he was caught out, right? And so that's the second one, right? And then, right, in the 2000s, they made a show, didn't they, called Duck Dynasty. Do you remember this? It was like loads of scruffy rednecks that were trying to go duck hunting and that. And like all
I remember Dooby Duck's disco bus with Dooby Quack Quack. I remember Ed the Duck, and I remember Count Ducky. I remember Count Duckula. I don't remember this one. Tell me more about it, Mallard.
Right? It was like loads of like scruffy rednecks, like, and they had like a couple of the listeners might remember this, and like they like go hunting for ducks, and they were like millionaires in like the deep south in America, and it was called Duck Dynasty. It was like one of them early like thingy shows. shows, you know, like reality shows, and they were all proper. They had like proper big hipster beards and that, and all the fat lads who were ugly who grow beards nowadays, because you know that's what they do.
Think like, cool or not? They're still fat stinkers.
You're still fat under there, lads. I know, I can see. Right, but that's what they did. And these were like the first lads who got into all of that. It was like being like a redneck chic, I think they called it. But anyway, they were trying to get us interested in shooting ducks, right? Yeah. Which is basically trying to do a mass genocide against the ducks, aren't they?
Just like Nintendo were with Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt, yeah, well, there's another one, Duck Hunt, right?
Hey, you don't need to use that language on here, Mallard.
Exactly. Like then there was, then recently, going into future times now, there was all them signs, wasn't there, that said you can only feed the ducks corn and not bread. Have you seen them about? Because right, what they're trying to do with you, they know we're not going to go to the shop and buy corn for the ducks. They know that. I mean, I'm not going in and saying, here, can he have the 10, like, Berkeley Bombers? I know they don't do 10s anymore, but I can get them because, you know what I mean, he rips the pack in half for us. Right, can I have 10 Berkeley Bombers and can I have some posh corn for the ducks? They know that's not happening, right? So they're thinking we're not going to feed the ducks. They're trying to starve them, aren't they? Because they're trying to get rid of the ducks. This is what it's all been about. Right, and all of this, right, as proper, it's seeped in now, right, here, and you know this is true, Ted, it's seeped in that far that lad went mad the other week, like the other year, didn't he? He drove through Norton Duck Pond, didn't he? He was trying to kill him, he just snapped. Yeah. He was like one of them agents where they put him and they said a word to him. I've seen him.
Oh, he was a sleeper. He was a sleeper agent.
And then he went mad and tried to run over the ducks and then they made it out to be a joke.
Wow.
Yeah, they're trying to control them, and you know why, right? Because everybody else, right, in the world can be controlled, right? Look at us, like, here, let's watch a football game, and we don't care about what's happening in the world. They do it all over the place. They just put distractions in, like, and they do it with everyone else, even the animals. If you give a dog, you're like, well, look at that stick, he goes mad, he goes for it, right? None of them are watching what's happening. You know who is? The ducks. The ducks are watching. They are. They're watching and they know they can't be controlled, so they're trying to wipe them up. But they don't just want to do a mass wipe out. They want to get us to kill them, you know, like turn them against the ducks. You know why? Because them ducks, they just really do not give a duck. I mean, the fuck. But that's what it's for, Ted. And that is why I have now got this tin hat on, which, funny enough, I got from the foil from a Chinese shop after we had duck the other week.
It's funny you should say that about the ducks are always watching, but the Chinese shop owners are always watching the ducks, because you never know if they buy a nice fat one. Listen, where does the phrase "fuck a duck" come from then? That's worrying.
Well, that's them taking it in, because what they're trying to do there is they're trying to get everyone's lass. Do you know what I mean? Like, proper pissed off with ducks, because they're lads. Not only do they have to watch loads of slappers in Thornaby that are not getting it out for free, like they're worried about ducks now. They're lad going and go and bang a duck. That's what that's about.
Do you think, right, that undercover operative agents are all them lads who get their hair cut at the back and sides but leave a duck's arse at the back?
That could be a visual sign, right, of why. Like, that could be like, you know, a trigger. That's probably why that lad went mad in Norton Duck Pond and went through. Yeah.
This is a tremendous conspiracy theory, man. I'll be honest, it never crossed my mind.
Would it? You see, that's how these lad works. Do you know what I mean? I mean, this is how we all bought into the conspiracy that Hamilton Rickard was actually a good player. Like, they give you bit by bit, and then just feed your information, and then it seems like you're making your own mind up, but you're actually not. And now you'll see them everywhere. There's like even some clothes recently that have got a little Mallard on them. You know what I mean? Like a little picture of a duck. They're everywhere, man. They are trying to turn us against them. And
where do you stand? Where do you stand on swans?
Usually, right in the middle of the back, because right, they'll turn around and rip your dead hard. So,
yeah, they're horrible, aren't they?
Yeah, swans have been planted in duck ponds. Think about this, right? Swans never used to be here, did they?
I don't know when the integration of swans into the British wildlife happened.
Tell you where it did, because everyone knows the proper dickhead swans are, and the proper smash them in. Do you know what I mean? Like, so they put them in there to hoping that they'd kill off all the ducks, but the ducks and man, they weren't having it.
Swans get like quite a lot of publicity, though. You know, they get used on a lot of branding, don't they? Like swan matches, swan vestas, swan
lake
tickets. Swan Lake, yeah. And there's others, I can't think of them. There must be others, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
Where do you think you're swanning off to? No one says, hey, where are you ducking going?
No,
you know?
they do, but it's just autocorrects done it to them because they were trying to say where you fucking going. We're trying to autocorrect ducks out of history, I'm telling you now.
Yeah, because even the geese, they get a good, like, oh, where you going for the gander over there? You know, they use all the geese's phrases. But no one says, hey, are you going for a waddle?
But I do to Broadback because she does walk like that, but
and she looks like Chris Waddle.
Right, but funny enough, right, she does look a bit like, you know, you were just talking about Count Duckula there. She does look a bit like Nanny.
Ducky Force! Oh, we're talking about cartoons again like we did last week. That's proper class up, mate, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it is, like, and this is what I'm probably worried about with this duck conspiracy. So we all have to be on the watch out, man. The deep state is here. They probably just knocked this virus out just so we wouldn't go out and feed the ducks. They're probably out there now, like necking them and that and chasing them all over the shop. If you see a duck getting harassed in a park, like, stick up for the duck because they are the last bastion of the watchers that are looking after us here.
You heard it here first, podcasters. Mallard, the duck protector.
And Mallard sounds a bit like Mallard, which is a duck.
True, yeah. Maybe we'll call you that. Mallard, protector of ducks.
That'd be a good name for if I ever became a detective on, like, ITV shit show. You know, like, in the Northeast.
Next up, we've got a new crime drama on the BBC called Mallard. And it just starts off, you're going, where's the fucking duck's gone, man?
It's set in Teesside, but everyone will speak with a proper Geordie accent, though, because really people that do. You'd have, like, Ant and Deck on it and stuff, and they'd be like, well, I am from Dormant Town.
Shop BBC Radio Tees. We always make that joke, don't we?
Well, there's only, if you want to hear what then someone from Teesside sounds like, even though I know he's from Darlow, just listen to Maddo. He's class. When he does the commentary, he is mint.
Hey, he's getting a fucking hard time on the old Twitter, Maddo, off some people saying about his commentating. I think he's proper class, you know what I mean?
Only because he was commentating yesterday on the game, and this is recorded on a Sunday, if people don't know.
Yeah.
But,
so we've just got annihilated 4-1.
Yeah, I watched that one, right? And let me tell you, Ted, it wasn't even, we weren't that bad, you know. It just, they took their chances. We were just like, if Sambelongadonga had fucking gone and we'd have had someone else playing, it'd been 4-4.
What about if we'd have actually put a goalkeeper in goal?
Well, he is absolutely shite.
Butterwellies.
He's class at doing long kicks, like long punts, and that's about it.
Mate, I'm class at doing deep scuttles, you know what I mean? But when it comes down to the integrate dish licking, I'm terrible.
Well, that's why you never made in porn, did you?
Yeah, no, I was always complaining that I was nipping them.
You were, though. You were just biting them, chowing down.
Well, I don't have, I've got big teeth. It's an accident. It happens. Well, you know what I mean? Some people like it.
I always knew my level. Like, I got quite well in the porn industry, but then I stopped at clean up, you know what I mean? That's
you got quite far in the porn industry. You really sound like a game. I got quite far in the porn industry, but I had to stop at the baddie. I couldn't beat the big boss.
Anyway, back to Mallard. Right, so... Yeah.
Mallard.
Hey, Ted, will you do an advert for Mallard, please?
Yeah, I think we'll do a little advert for Mallard. Do you want me to play it now, or do you want me to play it now, or do you want me to just drop it randomly later into the show?
Well, you are that clever that you can just... He's like God. Like podcasters, honestly, just clicks his fingers and there you go, it comes in. So why don't you do it now, Ted?
All right then, here we go.
Thinks he's above the law. A maverick with one thing on his mind. Anything but following the rules. Mallard.
Mallard getting in now?
Yeah, all right, Gaffer, how's it going? Well,
I'm not happy. Listen, you were meant to be out there fighting crime, and what you doing? You're sitting here, man, doing a crossword.
Yeah, I'm not doing the crossword. There's a race on, isn't there? Hey, open your eyes, man. I'm thinking of the bigger picture. In fact, do you know your form, don't you? What do you think this horse is going to do?
Oh, is it red, kid?
Well,
Oh, yeah. Put a 5 each way on that one, Mallard. You'll be all right there, kid.
Well...
Mallard.
Yeah, you'll be getting a bat.
Detective Mallard, we've got a situation here. He's out on the duck pond and that. We can't get him back in.
Yeah, well, stand out the way, everybody. Get back. Give it a half on that tab you here. Clean the ass on that, class. Lads. What's up? Jim King, class that. What are you doing out there, you idiots? Why you stood on that shopping trolley in the middle of the pond?
I want to be offshore, I can't get offshore, so I'm offshore at the minute. I need fucking Doyle.
Well, he's got a point. Listen, that's not offshore. This is Norton Duck Pond. Get yourself back in here, you daft lads. I tell you what as well, put that duck down. Right, the TIA.
What do you think you are? If I want to be offshore and Norton Duck Pond, I will, mate, you know what I mean? There's no wind farms here, I'll do what I want. I'll fucking feed the ducks if I want to, you know what I mean? I live here now.
You can't feed the ducks, cannabis lad, come on. Come down it, come back in here. Put the duck down, the CIA have gotten a you, kid. Come to Detective Mallard and we'll roll a decent joint, man, and we'll get ourselves down the mucky duck.
Yeah, class that, mate. I'll just take my top off and I'll swim over like topless and that, you know what I mean? You're like,
Well.
Mallard.
Half's on that, mate. Listen to me now, right? I'm sick of you. Like, you're going to tell me who this Big T is. What you don't realise is 95% of all fat birds scuttled on Teesside can be traced back to this mysterious fella, right? He's been going round, he's been scuttling lasses, and we're not having it. Do you know what I mean? Tell us now. Oh, you're going to get a bat.
No one knows who he is, Detective Mallard. Honestly, we just hear rumours that he's got glasses, long hair, and he's out there, and he's just penetrating as many people's wives as possible. We can't get hold of him, Officer Mallard.
Listen to me, right? I don't care how good looking you've made him sound, right? He's got to stop it. He's got to stop penetrating fat lasses. Do you know what I mean? And it's a none. I went home last night, and you know what I mean? There was a used Johnny hanging out. It's not gone. I'm not having it. Well.
Mallard.
Is that your lass? Well, I'd book that.
There we have it, Mallard. I think I'd watch that anyway. Mallard. Listen, I want to talk to you about something that's been hitting the news, right? It's people out there in the podcast world who've got the Twitters and they've got the Facebooks and they've got the Instamams and stuff like that. They will have seen trending online is this Zoom call between some parish council. Have you seen it?
Well, I'm not allowed to be on Twitter, as you well know, but I have. Broadback was talking about it the other day. Do you know what I mean? And it sounds like, weren't they having like an argument or something?
Yeah, it's to do with like, I don't know, some parish chairman is like kicking off with some woman called Jackie Weaver or something like that. They're all like, you don't have the authority, read the standing orders and stuff like that. It's all booting off at this woman, but she's getting like loads and loads of like social media coverage, you know what I mean? She's got about 10,000 followers now, the lucky bitch. Do you know what I mean? And I'll be honest, right, everyone's raving about it and saying it's dead funny and stuff like that. It's fucking crap. It's proper crap. You know, the only funny thing in it, right, is the bloke who I think sat with his dad and he's gone, shut up. He's going, read the standing orders. She's hung up on him. Read the standing orders. That's the only funny thing, where he's booting off like a 12-year-old, I think, and some bloke laughing. That's the only good thing about it, in my opinion. So I'm very disappointed that people will just latch on to rubbish like that and not rubbish like this, what we do.
Is this why you're applying to be like your counsellor? I can see this counsellor of Thornaby Victoria Ward. Is this you?
It's just annoying, but you haven't meant to see that. That's unofficial at the moment.
I was thinking, how do you see that? Well, are you?
Well, listen, right, Jolie's been having these Zoom meetings with all the other Slim Fasters, right? And I've been doing my editing because it's been using up my bandwidth. I've been trying to watch some old episodes of Columbo and stuff like that, and Petrocelli and Quincy, and all the classics.
And soon to be Mallard.
Soon to be Mallard as well, yeah. And it's using up all the bandwidth, so I've thought, like, what can I do to fucking piss her off here? So I've been writing phrases on the bottom of a coffee cups. You know what I mean? So when she's drinking, just says stuff like, fat cows and stuff like that. And everyone's going, Jolie, she's going, what's the matter with you? Like that. And so if you do want to get your own back on someone out there, like your wife or even your husband, and they're doing your editing on Zoom calls, just write messages on the bottom of the mugs and, write events, really abusive ones like, fuck off, you twat, or something like that on it. You might get a nice response.
I've seen someone do this the other day because, when Broadback's kid was doing his homework and stuff, there was one girl, and I don't know, it must have been like a proper Japanese swear word, and it said IKEA. And so
right, yeah. I think that might be a brand of cup.
All right, are you sure? Because it sounds like a bit naughty, doesn't it? Yeah, IKEA, you dickhead.
Well, I've got to have a Zoom meeting with the Doyle office, right, because they're stopping me benefits, right? And I'm not declaring on any of me incredible comedy earnings I'm making. So I'm thinking, right, I'm gonna start writing my own subliminal messages on the bottom of different cups. So I'm going to keep changing my cup. And one's going to say, "Get me a job." The other one's going to say, "Yeah, just give me some extra benefits." And the other one's just going to say, "Let me shag your lass," and stuff like that. Because I know that Paul down the door office, his missus is mint.
Yeah, well, I know this for a fact. He's a watcher. He lets you go around and scuttle his missus, and he just stays in the corner. And he strokes his balls.
Like Batman, just lurking in the darkness with his cape flapping.
Oh, that's stupid. Get in there, no.
No, that's what a Batman in there.
Yeah, why don't you do this, right? Right on the bottom of your cup going, "I've got a secret," right? And then put it down and pick up another one and go, "Do you want to know what it is?" And you can string along. If you give me my door money, I'll tell you. And you can do that. And they'll be like, "Oh,
Yeah. If you don't sprag on me for doing a cashing on gardening, we have to be a big mug, that one.
Well, that was it. That was it. His house, though, so how can he brag on you?
Yeah, no, that's a problem, isn't he? He's trying to blackmail me. I went round and sorted out his privates and did his borders and all that.
And his Mr. Doyle. That's probably why he's trying to call you Doyle.
Yeah, I'll be honest, that wasn't part of the deal. I just took advantage of that.
Well, I got told it was like Confessions of a Gardener. You just scuttled out the top window with your ass cheeks hanging out.
All the spokes out the ladders fell off as I slid down it. I hit the bottom like that. He went, "Yeah, I told you to come round and sort my bush out." I went, "I did, I sorted your wife out." Ran off.
It was so cheeky, adultery, but little people back in them days. But
you got away with it in the 70s, didn't you?
Nowadays, you get killed and that people chase you all over. You know what I mean? I've stopped giving up. I'm out of the booking game now.
Yeah, you can't get out of being caught in an adulterous manner by just throwing a warm chamois in someone's face like you could in them films. Oh, ah!
And then you could run off and no one would ever find you. Now with all today's technology, told you it's deep state again, Ted. Right? With all technology, they'll find you. Do you know what I mean? And they'll be like,
I'd fucking catch him in these days, you know what I mean? If some 70s twat like that came back and started doing it, he wouldn't be able to run in them shoes and flares. I'd have him in no time.
Well,
you know what I mean?
And they all had rickets back then anyway. Our diet's miles better than theirs, so we're probably like Supermen now.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Mallard, they probably smoke more cigarettes than you do, and you smoke a lot, don't you?
Well, that's why. Well, I started smoking because I thought that's how you got all the birds, back in the 70s. Do you know what I mean? If you didn't have a fag on the go, you weren't poking out.
That's why I started window cleaning.
It is though. I just think to myself, right? But if I wanted to go booking now, right? The birds, they all have they're like, hey, yeah, like us on Facebook, and then that's crap because then you're going to get found out, aren't you? We all want to be into your social media and that, and if you don't have any social media, they think you're a weirdo. So you can't win.
It's true. Do you know what I used to? It was a difficult time watching them movies back in the days as well, because it's really hard pausing the VHS cassette at the right time of Bush, isn't it? You know what I mean? Used to get some good Bush flashes in those Confessions movies, but it's very difficult to pause on a VCR. It really is.
I think you saw overly amount of white man's ass flicking up and down all the time.
Oh yeah, too many men with like Oliver Kahn haircuts, bucking lasses.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You just saw the ass going up and down, and like with some music.
They always had their asses out, didn't they? But they always had like a pink shirt with a cravat still on, though. You know, like
they had to get down to Scotland quickly.
Oh, I'd love to make a Confessions of the podcast or something like that. You know, where me and you just go around scuttling neighbours who listen to the podcast.
What, like in America, like Australian neighbours?
Yeah. I'll have Annalise. You can have Libby Kennedy.
No, mate, if I would like to, I'll get a bat.
What's this game you want to play anyway? You've got a game that you've been going on about. Tell me about it.
Well, right, this came to me while I was, Broadback, she's an adventurous girl, right? And she doesn't care about lockdown. So she's been holding orgies. Well, I say orgies, but they're not really. It's like basically 5 or 6 lads are just going through her. Like, and originally I was involved, but like my bit's over with dead quick at the beginning. Do you know what I mean?
So you've got to hold the boom mic.
Well, she doesn't like them taped. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. She just fills it. Do you know what I mean? So I sit outside and like I have to entertain myself because they go on for hours. Then I sometimes make cups of teas and that, right? But like for them, do you know what I mean? I come in and I just rest it on a tit, and they just pick it up and cheers, Mallard, and then they shoot off. Well, anyway, I was thinking like. Like if I play you a bit of music, Ted, right? You ready? Right, and then I want you to tell me what you think it is, like if you saw someone, right, and I said, here, I'm not going to tell you where he's from, but I'm going to play this little bit of music, and you're going to have to guess whereabouts in the country he's from, but you're not allowed to play the music that has like the name of it in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it couldn't be like London's Calling. You couldn't play London's Calling because
we know they're from Wales. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So if I play you this one, are you ready, Ted? Right. So whereabouts is this chap from? Here we go. Are you getting it, Ted?
Yeah. Got it, right, I got it.
Right, so, if you wrote it down, let's have a look.
Yeah.
So where would you, if I've showed you a chap, right, and said, I'm going to play music, where's he from? And I played that, where's he from?
I'd say he's from the East End of London.
Exactly. And that was the classic Minder. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was, so instantly, right, there's no, I stopped it before the Cockney singing started because that gives it away, and we're just trying to concentrate on the little bit of music. Do you know what I mean? So that was what it is. So instantly you go, East End of London, there you go. So you get a point for that, Ted. It's a good game, isn't it?
Good, yeah. Right. I got a point, thanks.
Yeah, right. Right. And then I'm going to do another one, right? Hang on.
It's not good on final. You have to get it off final, mate, you know.
Right. So I'm going to play you the first couple of bars of this one, and you're going to tell me where you think this lad that's from. Right, hang on. I told you this. I have to keep doing this cassette tape, man. Are you going to buy you something proper soon, or what?
All right, yeah. What? Hang on, let me listen. Oh, I've got it. Well, he's from the Jockland, isn't he?
Right, Scottish, exactly.
Yeah.
Right, and we'll do one more just so we're getting into the idea of this. And you as well, podcasters, think about this. And this is what you're going to be doing. And you will be playing this while you're waiting for lads to train through your lass. Right. You will also be listening, be playing this game with yourself.
Yeah. I've got that one. I've got it.
Right, there you were.
Yeah.
So where would that lad be? Not the lad that's singing, but the person that, I've just got a random person.
Sex bomb. I would have said.
Think about what that music invokes. Whereabouts in this country do you think that music would be from? Like, if they're saying sex bomb and it's the bloke, so it's the Tom Jones lad, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what does that remind you of when you think about Tom Jones and you think about whereabouts?
I think about Wales.
Well, you think about Wales. Right, so basically, you can do it all over. If you play the Beatles, you think about Liverpool. If you play the Happy Mondays, you start thinking about Manchester. But
And Monday.
And Mondays, I'm stuck, right, on what do we have at Teesside? Right, and people might go, oh, you've got Chris Rea, but not really. But like, it doesn't, if you were to show, like, get someone from down south and play this game with them, right, they wouldn't instantly go, oh yeah, that's Teesside. When you play Chris Rea, they just go to North East.
Can I be honest? I don't want Chris Rea. So we can go back.
You're right. I'm not a massive fan. I think he's all right. Like, you know what I mean? His ice cream shop was nice. But anyway, I don't know. Like, so, Ian, what do you think, Ted? What for you would make people think of Teesside?
Oh, this is a tough one, isn't it?
And you can't do the North East because, like I said there, you can think of Manchester and you think of the bands, you think Liverpool. They're both in the North West, so you're thinking of Teesside specifically.
Would it be hit X Factor duo Journey South?
Will you stop trying to get Journey South back in the charts?
Oh, mate. I wrote 3 songs for them. I don't know. Then come on, give me some ideas, Mallard. I'm struggling here, mate.
This is the thing. I'm thinking. If you started playing Entrance, maybe, you know, it's the first couple of bars that set you free. Would that work? Because you're mindful. Because people think about the song and then they think about the backdrop and all the lights, and then they might think about Teesside.
And the video, was filmed on the way to the Kirk, I think.
Yeah, that's what that lad said one of the other day. So would that instantly make you think of Teesside? But this is what I'm thinking more of here, because there isn't one, right? Then there's a gap in the market here, isn't there?
Well, there is, yeah.
We need to be getting ourselves in and thinking of a song that's going to represent Teesside forever. And it can't be that crap, we are Teesside, we're the future, fuck off. We're not having that.
What about South Cleveland Garages?
That was class, but I think Tina Turner might kick off. So we're going to be more original.
I've got one. It might work. Let me see if it works. Would this work? Let me see if you can you hear this?
What's that?
The Smuggies, the cartoon.
You can only do that because you're from round here. Because if you didn't, you'd be getting a bath for besmirching us like that. But no, it could. But I'm thinking more like it's the instantly recognisable. It's the people that make you think of the place, and I don't think we've got one of them. So it could be.
Yeah, we need maybe there's an opportunity for us to create a song, that is systematically Teesside.
Well, I think you remember "Shut Up With Your Face." It was class.
All right, the classic "When the Moon Hits Your Eyes." That one.
No, that's Amore.
Oh, yeah. Shut up with your face. That one. That's the one.
Hey, what's the matter, you? Hey, why are you looking so sad? We can do that, right? But do it Teesside, and then what's the matter, you? Oh, I spoke.
Like, hey, what's the matter, you? Why are you looking so sad? Hey.
Yeah. Just like that, and then says, hey, we do here, and then we end with, I'll come in your face, or something like that.
Hey, I'll smash your face in.
Well, what's the matter?
The charts, I don't think it'll hit the charts, that one. Unless we got James Arthur to sing it.
Yeah, well, if that dictated it, it'll be number one. Oh, that's Scottish lad.
What Scottish lad?
The one that looks Capaldi, the one that looks like he got bullied every day at school. Him.
No, we need it. It has to be an elite Teessider singing this song as well. You know, I mean, I'm struggling to think of one.
Can we get Maddo to do it? Because he's got a good voice.
Maddo doing like a proper, you know, like ripped off version of Scooter back in the UK, or Move Your Ass or something like that. All the lads in the clubs will have the tops off dancing to it.
I think you friends with him, man. You need to get over Maddo and say, right. We're going to create a bespoke business venture for him where he's going to create a song and sing it, and that will be represent Teesside forever in the manner that you think of Tom Jones. Whenever you hear Tom Jones music, you think of Wales, or like we did that with the Minder music, you automatically thought of the East End of London. Well, there you go.
Yeah, we've got fuck all in Teesside, have we? We don't even have any sort of iconic TV shows, you know, like Fred Minder was from an iconic TV show, Biker Grove is from an iconic TV show, you know, all this. We have nothing really, do we? We have fucking... Oh, what was that bloody old woman filming on Redcar Beach who was a detective? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but wasn't she from Newcastle anyway?
Oh, she had like an accent like that, didn't she? I'm over here on the Teesside.
That was Sunday night. I looked, right, and I tell you what makes you turn off on a Sunday night is when you fucking turn the TV on and someone says, next up, Vera, fuck off.
That's it, yeah.
If it had been next up, Tarty Slags with no knickers on, I'd have watched.
Peter gets a slice out.
I might watch that, but that would have been a different type of show. But so that's where they went wrong with that. They called it fucking Vera. What's wrong with it?
Mate, we need to come up with something that is just, we are Teesside, we are proud, you know.
We need to rebrand Teesside, me and you. That's what it is, Ted. We need to get a rebranding campaign, and I think we should do one and then launch a full-on campaign to rebrand Teesside. So we come out of lockdown, it's going to be the roaring 20s, everyone's going to be booking like fuck, like we've talked about. Yeah. There'll be parties everywhere, and we will rebrand Teesside as the rebirth of a place, and it'll be the place to be. 1, 2, 3, sniff that key. From a place called Thornaby, etc. So we'll do all of that.
Mate, I've got it right. Why don't we record our own version of the sea shanty song?
You what?
You know, the sea shanty song, have you not seen it trending all over at the moment?
I don't really go on social media, Ted. I've just worked out how to work one of them phones.
Right, well, what we'll do, Mallard, we'll take this offline, right, and me and you will come up with our own Teesside song, and hopefully the next week's show, or the show after, depending on how lazy we are, we'll create our own Teesside national anthem. How about that?
Well, and then we'll brand it. We'll brand Teesside, rebrand it, and then we'll try and sell it to the rest of the country. That's what I think we should do. I think that should be our mission. Me and you being the cultural ambassadors of Teesside, and like getting random people from around the country and trying to sell them Teesside, tell them how good it is,
and they can buy the record off us.
Well, and if they don't, we'll just buy them. You could get people to come on this podcast, couldn't you? Because you know loads of weirdos from about different parts of the country, and then we can tell them how good Teesside is, show them how rebranding, and then we'll bat them if they don't like it.
Yeah, I'll get some record producers down, and if they say, shite that, lads, I'm not fuck out of them.
Well, this is going to happen now, right? So I'm going to put it up here on the wall next to the 12th commandment, which is actually a copy of Big Jugs, right? And that'll go up on there now. It says, rebrand Teesside. And funny enough, there's a big fat bird with tits out on that one, so that could be start of the image. That's actually give us a good image to start it off with.
Yeah. Oh, this is great, right? Like, we need to start thinking of iconic words, phrases, places, everything that incorporates Teesside to bring into this song. So leave that with us, listeners. We're going to come up with something proper class, aren't we?
Yeah, well,
Right, Mallard. Well, it's the end of the show, and I believe, as always, you've got to fuck off like you normally do. Where you going? Who you with? What you doing? Well,
I'm going to dig further down in the shed, to be honest with you, because after I've just unleashed this torrent of I've taken the blindfolds off everybody's eyes so they all know about the duck conspiracy and they'll all be after me. So I'm going to dig a little bit down, and I might even dig under next door. Do you know what I mean? Because their dog buries loads of class stuff, so I might find some stuff. It'll be like an archaeological dig, but I'll find little shitty bits of fucking slippers and that.
class. Be careful, because the foundations of the house are under there, so be careful.
Well, it's all right. I haven't got a canary down there with me, but I've got Genghis. And he'll just bark if anything happens, so don't worry. We're sorted.
Genghis the wonder dog.
Yeah, I'm going to get off anyway because I've only got a trowel, so it's going to take us forever. Mind you, go Teesside. It's a little bit snowy and cold out, so remember, wrap up warm, and I'll catch you later. See you later.
See you, Mallard. Mallard there, off to dig his... They think he's making out he's digging some type of secret. He's digging his own sex dungeon with a spoon. And he needs to be careful, though, because I'm sure Boro Batman has the Batcave under here somewhere as well, and it all interlinks to various tunnels with spy holes in lots of people's houses so we can watch them get them dressed. So be careful, Mallard. Good show. Yeah, nice one. Thanks for listening. If you got this far, if you just fast forwarded to the end, you'd a bit of a chev end for doing that. You've missed loads of class stuff, but just enjoy this final paragraph, and it's like Jerry Springer's closing thoughts, you know what I mean? Thank you very much for listening to the show. Please share it. Invite people to listen to it. The more people that listen to it, the more flange I get. We know the deal. And keep an eye out on Thursday as well for when we go live on Facebook. Every Thursday, me and Mallard, and YouTube as well, don't forget that. And we have a good chat about some ridiculous news stories from around the world, and we can take your questions, and we offer prizes and gifts and stuff like that. I don't know why I went high pitched, but it's worth watching, it really is. So thank you. Sorry, I had pube in my mouth there. It's horrible, that. I don't know, got there. Listen, big thank you to my sponsors of the podcast, Showcake Comedy, Last Stop to Edinburgh Comedy Festival, Boro Fan TV, and the George Pub and Grill in Stockton. Much appreciated. Those guys really help the show out, so please give their Facebook pages a follow. Let's see how the week goes. We've had a bit of snow. The Boro are crap, but hopefully we'll be back on track soon. So, keep safe. And as per usual, I like to end the show with Up the Boro and Believe.